Good evening. Happy day before Valentine's Day. Though you guys will probably see this a day or two after Valentine's Day, it is still officially February 13th here in my timeline. I just wanted to come on and do some whip updates. I have no finished objects to show, but I do have some new projects to show. Yeah, so we'll talk about it. First of all, I did deliver the dog sweater and scarf to my neighbor across the street, and she loved it. But I have to make, I want to make some adjustments to the sweater because it fits her. Well, here, I actually still have it with me. It fits her, but the neck hole is just a little tight on her neck, and then the armholes are just a little tight. And then she wants me to add a little hole at the top here for her harness because she uses the harness that she clips it on her back. So I delivered this like last week, but I just haven't gotten around yet to undoing it because I'm gonna have to rip it all the way back. So I'm procrastinating, but it's starting to it got cold again here this week, so now I feel bad that I procrastinated. So this will probably be a project for tomorrow. I've been putting it off, and I'm just like really excited about some of the other stuff I've been working on. And so I've been focusing on that. Because once you make something, like at least me, I'm gonna wipe my screen just a little bit. That looks better, right? That looks a lot better, right? Now you can see how messy my hair is. Once I make something, at least I have a hard time making it again, especially when I just did it. I always wanna I'm always looking into the next thing. But I'll do that. She was very happy with it. She loves it though. She loved it, so I'm happy. And then she also sent me so I was like, finally I could come clean about why I was asking about how big her dog was, and because originally I was like, oh, my friend's looking for a small dog. I was wondering what size is Luna? What breed is she? Trying to be all slick. And so she gave me all this info, and I was like, okay, the friend doesn't exist. I was just trying to guesstimate how big I have to make it. And she was like, oh, I was going to ask you how that went. And I was like, yeah, it was all a farce. But then she was able to actually send me some actual measurements. So this one will fit her perfectly. And I should have just enough. Hopefully. I think I'm sitting on it. What did I do with it? My extra yarn I had left over. Yes. I'm sitting on it. So I have this much of the green, which is actually more than I thought I had. So this is going to be more than enough. And then I have this, and it's getting all tangled up, much of the pink. This is Willow Yarns Everest, but I think I have one more ball of pink hanging around. I just got to find it. But this should be definitely more than enough because this is going to make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to make the neck. So do a couple more rows on the neck. I think the actual depth that I went down to is perfect, but I have to do make this skip more stitches. I think I skipped 8 stitches. I'll probably make it 12 stitches. And then yeah, I have to put a hole. She put me, I told her give me the measurements from the neck, from her leash to where the harness clip is. I'll put a hole here. And that'll be it. And she said the length was perfect though. So I'll keep the length about as it is. And hopefully if I do run out of pink, then, if I run out of pink, then I'll just not have it if I can't find the other ball, but I think I'll find it. So there's that. So that is a project for tomorrow and the weekend, and hopefully I'll get it back to her by Monday. I'll take a picture or something, maybe if I remember before. I don't know, it's gonna look about the same. You guys are good. So there's that. All right, what else am I gonna show you that you've seen already? Okay. Not much to show here, because I got new stuff. And it's fun new stuff. All right. But I did put another few rows on my little black dress project. This is a pattern. Well, it's a tutorial. I didn't buy the pattern, but I should. I thought I didn't hit record for a second. Oh my God, I was panicking. From Ophelia Talks, I'm trying to pull out the yarn so I don't pull back stitches. It doesn't really matter. I don't really. Luckily with crochet, it's so easy to just go back. But added a few more rows. So this is halfway through the initial 8 repeats that you do. This I don't work on as much, but I need to work on it more. But it's just the least fun thing I'm working on. No shade to you, Anya, because it's beautiful. So no shade to you at all. It's just, I don't know why I'm having so much trouble getting motivated for it. Yeah, so I think you do it all in one piece and you seam it up, I'm assuming. So this is gonna be the width of it, which I feel, I know you guys can't really see that. I feel like that's gonna be a little bit big on me. And I think that's part of the reason why I'm not too enthusiastic about it, is because I think I made this a little too big. But we'll see, because once you get through these 8 repeats, so I've done 4. Once you get through these 8 repeats, you go down a hook size to do like your, you know, that's how you do the shaping. You go down a hook size like in the waist, I think, or like the, yeah, waistline, and you go down a further hook size for this part to like tighten up the stitches so it's not like so super see-through. You still gotta wear a slip under it though. But anyway, yeah, I'm just chugging along on that. I think I mentioned I bought some more yarn for that. Because I didn't think I'd have enough. I'm using the Bernat Softy Cotton in the color, I assume black. I don't know, I didn't actually look at the color name, but I'm pretty sure it's just black. So there's that. So that's the stuff you've seen. Oh, one more. So I mentioned in my Monday hat review that I was going to, thinking about restarting my hat, my double layer beanie, and I did. For a couple of reasons. One, I just felt like it was too big. I increased too far. So I wanted to just start over. Because, okay, now that I've taken it off of the needles, it's definitely too big. Look at this thing. Like, this is it on my head. And this is me. I had already, like, stopped decreasing and was knitting straight, you know? But I still, like, this is huge. Like, just here to here is the crown. It's so hard to see, like, when it's on your when it's on the needles, because it just bunches everything up. It's like hard to guesstimate sometimes, but like this is the crown. So this little marker here marked where I stopped increasing. So like usually you want, at least in crochet, I know you want your crown to be like about the size of your hand, and see how much further that goes. So I know that's gonna be huge. So yeah, I kept it out just to show you guys though, like what it was looking like. I also went down a needle size because this says to use, the ball band says to use 3s. There's no way. This is smaller than this Patton's Croy sock. Like the actual, like it's smaller. Noticeably smaller. Can you guys see that? Like the purple is the Patton's Croy sock. The orange is the KC sock wool, which is what I'm using for the hat. And I think you guys, let me make sure. It's smaller, but it, like this calls itself a 1 weight, and it asks for a number 2 needles. And then this calls itself a 2 weight. All right. This calls itself a 2 weight, and it asks for a size 3 needles. So it's just no way. And when I made the my other, I don't want to call them muscle bird because I didn't actually follow the pattern, but when I made my other hat with Patton's Croy socks, I used a number 2 needle. So I just, yeah, I just think I just went down needle size, and I like it better. Let me see if you can definitely see the difference in like just the stitches too. Like this is quite, I feel it quite loose, you know. I don't know, you can almost see my finger. You can see my finger through it, yeah. Whereas here, see that? Like it's much more tight stitch. And also, yeah. And also when I switched needles, because I remember I ordered a number 1 set of needles and a number 2 set of needles to do socks on, because I'm gonna, well, I'll talk about it in a minute, but I want to use, I'm using the Patton's Croy sock to follow the Crazy Sock Lady's vanilla sock pattern. She says to use a number 1, but like I said, the ball band says to use a number 2, so I'll talk about that in a minute. But this is the number 2 set I ordered. It's a 32-inch circular needle. It's the Knitter's Pride Carbons, which I like these. I like these a lot. Yeah, I couldn't find an interchangeable set. And I think I had ran into that same problem last year when I was looking for number 2s. I couldn't find an interchangeable set. I only have one. Out of the 4, I have 2 sets of Knitter's Pride Ginger. I have 1 set of Knitter's Pride Mindful, and then I have 1 set of Knitter's Pride something else. I don't remember the name. Only of that set, only the Mindful even has a size 2. I think it's the Mindful has a size 2 in the set, and so the rest of them either start at 2.5 or 3. One of them might start at 4. I don't remember, but yeah, I went down to a 2 is the point. So I like this better. I'm liking this better, but I wanted to keep this one because I wasn't gonna like unravel at all. I'll just, you know, I'll work from this one, from this ball here, and then when the time comes, I'll deal with this ball. I wasn't gonna unravel it and make a mess, but I wanted you guys to see, like, this is, because I was talking about how the colors work out. This is not exactly how they work out, because I went all the way to, where is it? Let me find that spot. Here, right? Going through, and I'm like, okay, now we're into the rainbow part. Now, like, it goes like, you know, red and white, and then it goes into like the rainbow, but it's still interchanging the red. But then it stops, then it goes to interchanging the purple again, I guess. I don't know. When it, like, in the cooler colors. So it looks like it interchanges the reds in the warmer colors and then the purple in the cooler colors, which, okay. But then, like, I came across a knot, so then I didn't get to see how it finished, and it started back over. Kind of, but yeah. So I was annoyed by that because they didn't tie it back on in the same general place in the color, like in the pattern, but they just, like, it was a random, they tied it back on like in a random place. So that annoyed me because I was like trying to figure out, how do these colors work? I still couldn't quite figure them out. I think I got it now, but we'll see once I get a little further into this. So I started this back over, I want to say yesterday. So this is as far as I've gotten. I did the rapid increases again for like until I got to 26 stitches, and now I'm increasing every other row. And I don't know how many stitches I have right now, but I'll count it. Before this one, I increased to like 52 stitches. Like, and when I say that, I mean in every quadrant, because you see you're increasing 4 times, and there's like, it's divided in like 4 different quadrants. So right now, you know, so it's like in every quadrant, how many stitches did I have? So I have to count them and see and try to decide how much further I'll go. And I do have my son brought his, this is how I made the decision. He brought his hat that I made last year back home from his dad's house, and I kind of compared against that, and that's when I was like, oh, this is gonna be way too big, because his hat fits me. I put it on, and his hat fits me almost perfect. I could make it a little bit looser, so a little bit bigger would be okay, but too much bigger and it would have just been like flopping over my face. So there's that one. So that's project number 1, well 2, I guess, because I showed you the dress. And then that's everything you've seen. Now for what you haven't seen. All right, oh, this one's so exciting. I'm trying to decide which one I want to show you first. I'll show you this one first because I already mentioned it. So I did start the socks. Hold on, put it this way, because this is the cuff. Is this not the most adorable little thing ever? Oh my gosh. Look at this little thing. I made it. Oh my goodness. I think I started this yesterday as well. Once again, I did say I'm following the Crazy Sock Ladies vanilla sock pattern, and I like it so far. I did have to decide, like I mentioned, if I was going to use a 1 size needle or the 2s. And so I went on Ravelry and looked at all the projects. Not all of them. I looked at several of the projects that have used this yarn for the vanilla sock pattern, and I'd say like 85% of them used a 1-way, and nobody put in there, I think one person put in their notes that it like made it kind of tight, but everyone else, no one else like kind of had any notes or comments about the weight of the yarn not being appropriate. I mean, they use the one needle, sorry. So like 85% use the one needles as opposed, maybe even 90 of the ones I looked at. There's like 17,000, but they use the one needles with this yarn because you can filter it by yarn, or you can kind of filter it as a keyword. I put in like, yeah, Croy as the keyword in the search after I had filtered out for this pattern. And I just looked at a bunch of them, and most of them that did it, they used these little one needles, which, oh my gosh, these little toothpicks, like this is insane. I don't think I've ever used the one before because I feel like I would remember this. There's no, the chances of me making it through 2 socks and not breaking these things, like just when because it's magic loop, just when I switch needle, like from one side to the other, I feel like I'm gonna break it. Because when you do magic loop, like when you're ready to knit one side, like this is, so your working yarn goes on the loop that's farthest away from you. I mean, not the loop, like the cable, the side of the cable that's farthest away from you, and you push this side all the way in, right? And then you bring this around, pull it long. That's why you want a long cable, right? So that you don't pull it all the way out. And then you pull it around and you start knitting this like here, right? So just like when I'm maneuvering the project like onto like the edges of the thing like this, I feel like I'm gonna break these little things. Like I wish I had gotten an aluminum needle, but I mean, honestly, I was searching on Amazon and it was hard to find a number one, a one size. One is like 2.5 or 2.25 millimeters or something like that. It's very hard to find. I found, at least in this, especially in this size, this length of cord, the 2s were a little bit easier to find, but it was hard for me to find a size 1. But I'm enjoying this. This is a lot of fun. The stitch marker is because, okay, so you do 20 rows of cuff, and then you do 60 rows of straight stockinette. So I'm just like marking every 10 rows so that I don't have to count. And that's one thing though. A lot of the people, not most, but a lot of people that use this yarn that I saw in Ravelry, like the ones that had notes, a lot of them put, because I think I cast on 64 stitches, a lot of them cast on 60. So I don't know if the bigger size yarn, they cast on a few less stitches, and if that makes a difference. I'm just gonna go, at least this one first time, I'm gonna just go with the pattern as written, and then we'll see about making adjustments at some other point. But anyway, I'm having fun. I actually really love this colorway. I feel like I would really like this as a hat. I actually went on Amazon. I haven't pulled the trigger yet but I found some of this. At first I wanted to do enough to get enough for like a double layer beanie like I'm making, but then I was like, I don't even need a double layer beanie here in Georgia. There's like a couple times a year when that would even be, you know, something I would need. And so I was like, I can probably get away with just, or obviously I can get away with, but I was like, I should probably, if I make a hat, I'll just do like a single layer, and then I won't have to get, because I found a 2-pack, and then I found like a 6-pack. I didn't find anything in between, and I would really only need, let me think, I think I would need probably, for a double layer beanie, I would probably need 4, or at least 3, judging by how much of the Peyton's Croy I use making that other hat. I use like, yeah, I probably need 3, because I think I use like 1 in a chunk of, I had 2 of each because I did it in 2 colors. I use 1 in a fraction of each color to make that hat. So probably to do, you know, to make a hat, I would want it like at least 3 to make a double layer hat. But I'm not gonna do it. I haven't bought it yet, but I think I will. Let me get through. I'll get through. I was like, I have to remind myself like it's not an emergency, like, but I think I will I think I'll buy it, and I'll make like just 1 single layer, regular, just knit beanie with it, and I think it'll be cute. So there's that is there. And then the last thing, is that the last thing? What did I show you? Dress, hat, socks, yeah. I think that's the last thing. This one's so fun. I'm excited about this one too. I told you I had an idea of kind of a Valentine's Day February project I wanted to do. And this is it. Well, this is kind of it. I'll talk about that. So this is called, I think it's just called the heart stitch. It's a really cool stitch. I saw it in one of my groups a few weeks ago. And I was like, I swear, I thought it was AI at first. Because I was like, I've never seen anything like it, because it's a heart pattern on this side. On the wrong side, it's just like a regular chevron. And yeah, but then someone posted a video for it, and I was like, oh, it's real. And so as you see, yeah, it's just it's pretty much a regular chevron, but in one of the rows you do these these post stitches into a lower row, and turns it into little hearts. And I love it. It's so pretty. This is, if you guys remember, like last year I bought a bunch of pinks and grays. I wanted to knit myself a big squishy blanket, and then I put them, I just never got started on it. I put them aside, and I didn't pull them back out. They've just been sitting there. So if you guys recall, so I had this gray, this pink, which is that this one? Yes. It's called Cosmetic Pink. It's all Big Twist value, right? Cosmetic Pink. And then Pale Peach. And where's the other one? This one is, I want to say Light Rose. Yes, Light Rose. And then I had a couple different grays. I had this gray here. And then I had this one, which is called Titanium Gray. So this is the one that I was like, I had like 3 of these. So I think this is the one I was like most likely gonna go with, but I hadn't really started planning this project yet. Well, I knew what I was gonna do, and what, like exactly what blanket. It was just gonna be a really squishy garter stitch blanket. I just like had to do it. But I never got around to it. And then when I saw this stitch, I was like, ooh, you know, it'd just be so pretty. So I started working on this Sunday maybe, or Saturday, casted it on. The problem is, let me see if you can see it. This is how big it is. Not much of a blanket. It could be a lap blanket, but it's not much of a blanket. It's because like I didn't take into account when I was doing my chain, my foundation chain, like how much it was gonna shrink because of the chevrons. So I went a few rows, well, a few repeats, each the 4-row repeat. So I went all the way through here, and I was like, no, I don't. It's just too small. So I did actually end up starting over. I did a lot of starting over this week. Just today, I did some math, figured out exactly how much I would need, and I started over. And I decided in this case, like instead of doing starting with the darker pink, to start with the lighter pink and go into the darker pink, and then I'm gonna go back out to the lighter pink. So that's what I'm doing here. It's very pretty. Am I showing? No, I'm not. I thought I was showing up upside down. So this time I don't remember how many. I had to do them. I forget how many, but it's a good length. This is like my wingspan pretty much. And I also went up a hook size. So originally, this one here, I did a size 5, and it's because it's almost all single crochets except for, except for the post stitches. So it is a dense fabric. It's stiff, and it probably would, like once I wash it, probably wouldn't be as stiff, but still, I was like, let me go up a hook size. I think it'll just feel better. So I did. And I really like it. I definitely, like, you can just see like it's draping better. So yeah, this is gonna be fun. It's not gonna be done by the end of, sorry, I got all my stuff tangled. Not all of it, but I got some of it, because I left this out to show you guys the original, so because you guys can see the heart motif a little bit better. And now I gotta kind of put it away. Anyway, I'll deal with that in a minute. Yeah, so I went up from a size 5 millimeter hook to a 5.5 millimeter hook, and that's made a lot of difference in just how this feels. It's not gonna, because it's all single crochets, this is gonna take me forever. I will probably not be done this month, and I won't push myself. There's this just for me, there's no one else. So I'm fine with it being a bit of a slow burn. Sorry, let me just, all right, cool. I got these, and I'll just leave this in this state until I'm ready to, until I need it. And I went ahead and ordered like one more, because I have 2 each of the pinks. I went ahead and ordered one more. Hopefully that'll be enough. I think it will. Because that'll be like 12. Yeah, 4 colors, 3 each. That'll be like 12 skeins. When I do a double crochet blanket, I usually use like 8 or 9, you know? So I feel like it should be okay, hopefully. Well, I did go ahead and order them. And yeah, did I order anything else? No. Right? I don't think so. I thought about ordering something. I don't remember what, but I think I'm good on yarn. Yeah, so that's what we've been working on. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. My hat journey, this week I'm so far behind. I've only made 3, and it's not even because I've been so busy with work. It's really just because I've been like so invested in these other projects, and especially like because I've been having to start over. Like I started over a couple of them that, you know, I've just kind of put that much time into it. But I made one hat today. I have a couple more made earlier this week, and then I'm gonna knock out some more later this week. I want to see if I have because I wore my, if you guys remember, I wish I had it down here. I made a hexicardi a couple years ago out of the scarfie that's like teal and cream, right? And I'm like, I want to look and see if I have any more scarfies that are that color, and I would make a matching hat. Because I actually wore that hexicardi, which I rarely ever actually wear for all the work I put into it. I don't remember to wear it as much, but I wore it earlier this week, and I got a compliment on it too. This lady was like, "Do you have a shop?" And I was like, "No, I just do this for fun." And so it was actually my dog's vet, the tech at my dog's vet. Yeah, but I wore it, and I was like, I told you my son wanted to wear one of these to school. He wore the bigger one, and he left it in the car. So I put it on because it was like a really cold, rainy day, and it was just in the car, and I grabbed it and put it on. So I had like 2 different scarfies on, but I was like, oh, it'd be so cool if I had this hat in that colorway. I'm gonna dig through my stash and see if I happen to have it. I know I used like 5 like skeins on my hexicardi, which is probably all I had, but maybe there was a little bit left somewhere. So I'm gonna look and see. But yeah, I do need to get a get a move on making hats this week, to get up to my goal. So I'll make a couple extra tomorrow, I'll make a couple extra Saturday, and we'll be good. Well, I'll make 1 extra tomorrow. If I make 1 extra tomorrow, 1 extra Saturday, we'll be good. So yeah, that's what's up. Did your Joanne survive? Mine, apparently, if the list that I saw is to be believed, mine is one of the ones slated to be closed, which is very, very sad. I don't know what the timeline is for that, but I'll go. My son is, or I'm off work on Monday, and so my son's off school. I might probably take him to the movies, and if we go to the movie theater over by that Joanne, I'll pop in and see what it's looking like and what they're saying. But yeah, it looks like mine is gonna close, and I don't really have another one close by. I would say the other 2 that I know of that would be the 2 closest, like, are both like 35-40 minutes away. So that might be it for at least shopping in person in Joann's for me. One of them is like way out of the way in a town I never go to. I have no business in that direction, so I know I'll never go there. And then the other one is kind of a little bit more in my, like, It's still out of the way, but I am on that side of town much more often, but rarely by myself when I could like go shopping. So probably won't. Yeah, if they stay open, I'll probably be doing a lot. I don't know. I don't do a ton of yarn shopping online, so yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I like a lot of the yarns they've been putting out recently, so we just have to see. I do still have a Michael's in a Hobby Lobby near me, and I discovered a local yarn shop, or that there is a local yarn shop a couple of towns over. Probably like, I'll have to see exactly how far it is from me, but probably like 20-25 minutes. Yeah, when I first moved over here, even there was another yarn shop, it was still like a couple towns away, and it was probably like a 45 minutes drive, and then it closed down. I went there one time looking for some yarn to go with a yarn that I had, and I liked it. The lady was sweet. She didn't have a huge selection, but you know, she was nice. And then the other one, which is the one I've been going to for years, I don't go very often because it's like 45 minutes in another direction. And so it's just like one of those, it's kind of very similar to the Joann's. It's like, it's actually not far from the other Joann's. So it's like, I do kind of go around the area sometimes, but rarely any time that I could like pop in. I'm by myself and I can pop in and like look at yarn or whatever. So I go maybe like once a year at the most to that one. And that's the one I went. It's called the, if you're in Atlanta, I mentioned it a few weeks ago, it's called the Needle Nook. Oh, I have something else. I did order something else. I'll tell you guys in a second. It's a great little, I like it. It's a nice little shop. I know one of the commenters was telling me like, yeah, you can, maybe your local yarn shops have like a knitting or crocheting group, and they do. Every time I go over there, there's like a group of people knitting together and crocheting together. It's just so far from me, so that's why I can't participate in that one. So this place is like, yeah, probably, I gotta see exactly how far, but it's in a town. It's in a town called McDonough. If you're in Atlanta, you know McDonough. It's on the south side. Yeah, so I'm gonna check it out. Probably not this weekend. Maybe, we'll see. We got the kids this weekend, all the kids here. So, I don't know what we're gonna do, but maybe next weekend I'll check it out. Ooh, maybe I'll ditch my kid on Saturday. Instead of taking him to the movies, I didn't mention this yet, so he doesn't know. But maybe instead of taking him to the movies, I'll go to the yarn shop. Maybe I'll just go to the yarn shop in the morning and take him to the movies in the afternoon. I don't know, something. But maybe I can check it out. Yeah, maybe I can check it out on Monday while I'm not working. That's a thought. Okay. But then the other thing I want to talk to you guys about is I did make another order. I ordered some Big Twist value yarn in sage and black. And that's because, if you guys remember, I said that one of my goals for this year was to do a Grafgan, and I've been like kind of stalking Pinterest for like, you know, on and off, like trying to find one, and I hadn't really found anything that was like really spoke to me, or that I really was that interested in making, like as far as the actual design goes. But this weekend I had a brilliant idea. My niece is gonna be 18 in like 3 weeks, and she's graduating from high school this year, which is crazy. So she's not my biological niece. She's just a girl that I've known since she was like 2. And she calls me auntie. Her brother calls me auntie. And I said that's my niece and my nephew. I've known her mom for a long time. They've stayed at my house, etc. But so I was talking to her, and she was like, "Can you believe I'm gonna be an adult in a month?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's terrifying." And then I was like, I should make her a blanket for her graduation. And so I was like, what's your favorite color? And it's sage. So I bought some of the Big Twist value in sage, and I looked for like graduation motif Grafgans, and I found one. There's a couple of them. Hopefully I'll remember to put the picture up. I'll put a picture up of the one that I think I'm gonna go with. It's got the graduation cap at the top, And then it's got like a diploma at the bottom. And there was a couple of them like that. This is the one I like the best. And so I'm gonna do the blanket, the background in sage, and then the cap and the diploma in black. And there's a bunch of them too that had like years also, like maybe the cap in the year or like whatever in the year. I could not find one for 2025. I found 2024, I found 2026, I found 2027. Not one. I could not find one. I didn't scroll that far, but I didn't find one for 2025. And I know you can make graphs, but you know, I don't know. I ain't there yet. I don't know if I'm, but we'll see. Maybe I'll look again and see if I can find a 2025 one, because that'd be nice. But that's what I'm gonna do. That's how I'm going to meet that goal and do that graph GAN. So yeah, that's my plan. I'm gonna start working on that. I'm gonna do it probably corner to corner style is my thought. And yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'll put a picture up though, or if I haven't already, and then I'll probably print it out so I can kind of keep track, maybe color in row by row, so I don't get lost. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. I actually bought like a year and a half, 2 years ago, I bought like the bobbins to hold yarn like when you're doing graph work, and they're just like still, they're actually right next to me, but they're like still in the packaging or something. They're just down there. I just never got around to it. So that's what we're gonna do. It's gonna be fun. Anyway, yeah, so look for that. I don't know when I'm gonna start it. When I finish something, I'll start that. But I gotta get that done by May. I'll finish it by then. Anyway, yeah, that's it. I'll talk to you guys definitely on Monday or Tuesday for my next hat roundup. We'll see if I was able to catch up and meet my goal and do at least 7. I think I will be able to. See how much these kids want to interact with me this weekend. Okay, that will be it for today though. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your whatever it is that I'm posting this on, day, evening, week, weekend, month, year, whatever. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for subscribing. If you are a newer person here, I very much appreciate you taking some time to listen to me. I know I've been doing this like 2 years. I think I'm still very weird and awkward, and the fact that like I still don't even look. Where should I look? I don't know where I'm supposed to look. Like here, right? Look here. I don't ever do that, but here I am looking at you. But yeah, no one has to sit here and listen to me ramble, so I really appreciate it. If you feel inclined to subscribe, leave a comment. I am slow about getting to comments, but I do get to them. Like whatever, but whatever you please, or don't do anything. I'm fine with that too. I just like talking about yarn, and so I'll just do it, and then whoever listens. But I'll see you guys in a couple days. Hope you enjoy it, and happy Valentine's Day once again. All right, bye.